Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad you decided to join us on April Fool's Day. I'm Jill Knerr, and I'm joining you with my good friend and partner, Don Cermak. We are excited to share some of our hard-earned success tips for working at home. I actually have only really started working at home full-time since the stay-at-home order. We are in the state of Maryland. And I have been scrambling to figure it all out, but I also have a background in HR, and I'm also managing some staff members who are also new to remote working. And so in that entire role, personally and professionally, I have been gathering the best tips, the best practices, and relying on the expertise of my friend Don Cermak, who has been full-time working remotely, internationally, wherever on the go for 13 years. So we're excited to share this with you, and we hope you'll find a lot of value in it. And at the end, we'll give you some ideas of where to get additional resources. So we all know, I think we all get really excited about working from home. And we all think of the benefits, but there are a lot of challenges from working at home. We cited a survey in 2019 that out of 1,004 full-time US employees, with over half of them remote workers, they reported that employees who worked from home worked an average of 16.8 more days every year than those in an office. And this just points out the fact that most people who work from home don't know how to shut off their workday, or they feel very obliged to prove that they are doing more work than less work. They feel that there's a lot of judgment. And I think there are a lot of old-fashioned views of telework and what teleworkers do, that they're sitting home and, I don't know, watching soaps and not doing work, even though soap operas have gone off the air long ago. I'm aging myself, Dawn. But that's one of the major challenges of working from home. The benefits, I think we all think about the benefits. We all get really excited about working from home. Ironically, today was on my calendar, on my Outlook from my office job, that it was going to be my first work-a-day home. I've been at my job 16 years. We have had other people working remotely, and I finally said, I'm going to do it one day a week. Well, now, ironically, I've been at home, this is going on 3 weeks full-time remote working. And I was really excited because I thought, wow, I'm not going to have all those people coming and going and interrupting my day. I won't have constant phone calls internally and externally. And just the being pulled into meetings, on ad hoc meetings, you're walking in the hallway to pick up something from the copier, and you get stopped by 5 people. The ability to create your own workspace at home was also really appealing, to sort of set up the color scheme and to make it less formal, and just to have everything the way you imagine it. And it's sort of a glamorous, you know, Tiffany blue with a fur throw, and all the things I glamorized about having a home office, which have not come true. And the capability to work in a manner that suits your work style. So if I want to work really early in the morning or work into the evening and just make my day as I like it and avoid my 45-minute commute both ways, that was a huge benefit of working from home for me. Now we talk about the challenges. And Dawn, would you like to share some of the fun challenges of working from home?
Like my interruption today, I give great advice. I'm really clear about, how to be productive. And I think I broke every single one of my rules today, honestly, but it's okay. So the challenges really are, it's really easy because you're in your home environment. You're surrounded by distractions of a different sort, right? You've got pets, you've got laundry that's calling your name. You've got, at this point for us, and this is what's different for me, I work from home all the time, which I love. I love the freedom. I love the flexibility. I love, making my own schedule, and I kind of work in my own rhythm. We were talking about that earlier today, Jill, right? Because we were talking about the fact that, I'm really productive late at night. And so I have kind of carved out a schedule that has evening time with my family, and then I actually go back and work for a few hours after that. And so I'll work late into night. So that's my rhythm, and that works for me. Like everybody has to kind of find their own rhythm because there are a ton of distractions. And especially now, I mean, I don't have little ones. Like little ones are a whole different ball game, but even my 14-year-old daughter, like she's been home for 3 weeks. She wants attention, right? So a lot of distractions for sure. A lot of people, when they don't have somebody looking over their shoulder, when they don't have somebody, you know, right there in their office saying, where's that paper? You know, we have a meeting, let's go. Find it hard to be as productive when they don't have that support and that guidance and that oversight, if you will, right? It becomes more of a, and I've always struggled with this. Honestly, I've always struggled with the work-life balance. I have worked from home. I've been an entrepreneur for 30 years. I've worked from home for the last 13 years, but I can keep going and go. All of a sudden I look up and it's 8 o'clock at night and there's no dinner on the table and I've just been working. Like I don't shut off ever, and it's all right here all the time. So I can always do more, so that you never get to a point where you're like, I had a good day and it's over. Like I don't hit that point. I have to be super, super intentional about that. And then I think for a lot of people, it's, you know, there are a lot of people who the workplace is their social environment, right? They go to work and their really good friends are there, and just people that they, you know, talk about sports with and talk about fishing with and just like talk about the news with, and it's a lot of their social world. And so I think people really can struggle when they're cut off from that feeling of isolation, right? So Jill, you want to pop in?
Yeah, I think we can probably tag team this one because we have a lot of discussions about work-life balance. And, you know, it's interesting. There are some ways that you can really address this and try and make it as successful as possible. Physical boundaries. If you set up a workspace and you're sitting on the couch in the middle of your living room, first of all, your back's going to start hurting. You're more likely to want to snooze. You know, it's not giving you that upright professional situation. And also it's going to not be good for your wrists and your back. But also people are going to come, the cat's going to run across your lap. The children are going to be playing in the background. To set up a real physical boundary, if you can have a home office with a door, is ideal. But even without the door, setting up a screen, putting sort of a bookshelf to cordon off the space, just letting people know that this is your boundary. And when you enter it mentally, it's like time to go to work. And for the people that might be living with you, it also tells them, she's at work, he's at work, and we're going to respect that space. Even for little kids, it makes more sense with a closed door. Professional dress. So I know we've been making jokes, Dawn, you and I, about, oh, are you wearing your night PJs or your day PJs today in this odd telework arrangement we're in right now? But studies have shown that if you get up, you shower, you start your day right. Dawn has a full morning routine she'll share. You put on, you don't wear sweatpants all day. It really changes how you show up. It changes how you show up in your life. Put on some lipstick. It really makes a difference. Even when you're on the phone, you can feel a little more professional and you feel a little more motivated. To balance the life part of it, you should actually have no technology areas. So when you cut off or you take a break throughout your day, don't carry your phone with you. Don't be checking email. Don't take your laptop into the bedroom or in front of the TV if you're going to sit down and watch a show or a movie with your children. You really need to have areas that you respect where you're shut off and you're focused on interaction. Intimate interaction with your family.
And I think for the scheduled breaks, I think this is really important. And I think that not just a quick scheduled 15-minute break. I mean, really important, especially if you're in the house with other people and especially with your children. Like you need to help them understand that you're at work, even though you haven't left the house, but you need to still make time with them important. And you don't want to put it off until 5 o'clock. So I feel like, and again, it's whatever works for you and your family, whatever you can negotiate with them. But I feel like taking some time in the middle of the day, really stepping back, stepping out of your office or away from your computer, having lunch with them, maybe even having time to play a game with them, like really give them your attention in the middle of the day, right? And then they won't be so itchy for you to be done because they will have gotten a piece of you right in the middle of the day. But the scheduled breaks are important because then on those breaks, go switch over the laundry. On those breaks, go do whatever it is in the house that's distracting you and calling your name. Like, know that you're going to have time to go do that, and then come back and sit down and you know, put your imaginary seatbelt on, if you will, and actually be in your seat and be focused. It's sometimes it takes that. Like my sister, she actually will do this. Okay, putting on my seatbelt, and I'm not allowed to leave the chair until X, until, you know, I've gotten 30 calls in, until I've finished this document, until whatever it is. And she will do this and like, okay, I'm locked in. Now I'm in the zone, right? And you know, it's what I was saying, you explain your work schedule to your children. It's hard. Like, again, my daughter's 14. Right? And so she's not a little one waiting to play Chutes and Ladders. But if she's clear on what my schedule is, then it's that unknown, it's that uncertainty, right? It's that not that waiting to know when you're going to be done. Like, get clear, let them know what it is, and then stick to it. Right? So I've been doing a lot of getting up really early, and then, you know, kind of working those few hours late at night and trying to free up time in the middle of the day, right? When I know that, so we can work out together, or so we can just talk about, you know, work on stuff with her. And then no personal appointments in the middle of the day, Jill?
Yeah, I actually do this even when I'm going to the office because I live far from my office. So I try and schedule my dentist appointments or the plumber to come or whatever. I schedule it before the workday or as early as possible, or at the end of my workday, so I can have it not be so disruptive. But even, especially when you're working at home, when you're worried about distractions and being pulled away from that focused time, if you are getting in your car and going someplace or dealing with a repairman at the house, it's just going to disrupt your whole rhythm. And it's easy enough, whether you're reporting to an office or working at home, to schedule those appointments at a time that is not as disruptive. And here's our favorite, Dawn. This is what I've learned over quarantine.
Oh my God, step away from the fridge.
Back up.
If you have a second refrigerator that's in the garage, put everything in that refrigerator. So at least it's another door that you would have to open to get out there. It's hard, right? It's really, and I actually did a post today. I said, if you wanna stop eating during the quarantine, don't wear your pajamas, wear your bathing suit around the house, because that'll do it. Like, it's bad. I mean, we're all disruptive. We're all out of our, even for those of us who normally work from home, our routine is very different right now, right? And we don't have the structure of, you know, for me, I leave in the morning, I take my daughter to school, I come home, I work out, and then my assistant comes and I work with her for a few hours, and then I go pick up my daughter. Like, there's points in your day that all have and you're going from one to the next to the next. And this seems like one long snow day, right? Where all bets are off. And so the bets have to be off. Like, you need to get it under control. And whether that means being super committed to your workout in the morning, and whether that means keeping a bottle of water on the table so that you're drinking, whatever that means for you, whatever your normal controls are, you're going to have to like triple them, because the refrigerator's right there. It's right around the corner. And don't buy foods that appeal to you. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can do. Or in your schedule in a snack time, and know that at 10 o'clock you're going to get a snack, and then try to make healthy choices. But you're going to run into a lot of trouble if you don't get it under control. We have some tech tips for you, because for a lot of people, this whole working from home like has a whole technology challenge end that some may or may not be handling very well. So the first thing I would say is, for a lot of us, like, so I've been on Zoom calls for years. I've been doing these kind of broadcasts for years, but for a lot of people, this is the first time they've experienced the world of Zoom, or the world of Skype or Google Hangout, or however it is you're having meetings with people. And I would say, you know, you're reading on something, you're meeting on something important. You want to be focused on that, not looking at yourself on the screen and going, geez, I couldn't have put on a little blush and a little lipstick. Oh my God, I look awful. Oh my God, look at those wrinkles. Oh, look at my, you know, next time I get on this call, I should really do my hair. Like, be ready. Get up in the morning, do your workout. I recommend doing your workout first thing and get it out of the way so it's not hanging over your head all day long. I think we talk about that a little later, because that the energy that it takes to get your workout done, you're going to expend 10 times that amount of energy avoiding it all through the day or having it hang over your head. So get up. If you're a person that works out, get your workout in, get showered, and be ready for those conference calls, because you want to feel good. You're going to be looking at yourself all day long. Like, you don't look at yourself in a meeting, you're going to be looking at yourself. Feel good. And think about, I mean, if you're noticing that, you know, you're always really dark on the screen, if you're noticing that, you know, you're seeing yourself on the screen and there's like the kitchen cabinets in the background, or, you know, figure it out. Like, take some time. Right now, I'm actually working on getting some lighting that somebody showed me with some like whiteboards, and you put the light against it and then it reflects back to you, and that's the best light. If you're not going to go that far, you don't really care as much. You want to sit yourself when you're facing your screen. You want to have a window in front of you, so you want natural, if possible, natural light shining on you is going to put you in the best light. It's going to make you look the best, and you're going to be light and seen and not dark and fuzzy, right?
Definitely. And the other day, I will add that I was on a video conference in a different area than I have been in the house. I had to leave a room. It was in the evening. And I sat down and I flipped on the video, and I saw that I had an under cabinet light that was blinding. And it was coming from behind me. And I had never even, because I hadn't sat there before, I hadn't thought about it. So I immediately moved. But there are just a lot of things you don't think about when you don't think about being camera ready. And it's also being kind to your colleagues.
So just take some time and figure it out, instead of getting annoyed or upset every time you get on a call and like, oh my God, here I go again. And I like, take some time and figure it out, right? Leverage collaboration technology. Right now, Jill and I are working on a project together, and we are diving into Trello, which is amazing. It's very visual. It's got a lot of colors, and you can move things around. It's almost like a virtual giant board with Post-it notes on it. And so it may be that you're used to being in an office environment that you can just go leave stuff on people's desk, or you can just poke your head out the door and say, hey, can you, and that doesn't work anymore, right? And so you may have to explore some kind of, we call it project management software, but something that you can share with other people so everybody can keep track of what everybody else is doing, since we're remote, we don't have that proximity anymore. You also want to, this one's an important one, and I've had to do this for myself, schedule email check-ins. Don't be in your email all day long, because you will get distracted, you know, as the thing pings and you're like, oh, I need to answer this one. I mean, if you let it sit for a day, right, and then answer it at the end of the day, as long as it's not time sensitive, then like sometimes you'll get an email back and forth in the middle of the day, and it goes back and forth 20 times, right? And that's 20 times you've lost your focus on looking at something else. So of course, if you've got the kind of job where your email is super critical, then by all means, like, live in your email. But otherwise, I would really recommend maybe like twice a day. And don't look at it first thing in the morning, because then you're going to dive into somebody else's urgency. What you should be doing the first thing in the morning is the 3 things that you decided the night before are the most important things to get done that day, right? And so, oh, this is a big one, you guys, because I know everybody's home. The kids are home. Everybody's on Netflix. We're already like, hopefully we don't break the internet right now. But we had to do this when we moved into this new house, because we moved into a big house, and the internet was in my office, because that's where we chose to put it, in my office, but it wasn't getting to other parts of the house. So we bought a Netgear. I have the model number somewhere, but we bought a Netgear internet extender or internet booster, and it's made a huge difference. So now I'm able to work like in the dining room. I'm able to get internet in my workout room that's completely on the opposite end of the house. My daughter is upstairs on the opposite end of the house, so now she's got internet in her room because we ended up buying 2 of them. And they really work. It's a Netgear product, and we looked at a bunch of different ones. That's the one that has worked for us, so I'd be happy to get you the model number if you need it. And noise canceling headphones. Seriously, big help, especially if you've got pets around, if you've got kids that are playing music in another room. You don't want if you want to get your work done and then be able to sign off at the end of the day, just get in your zone, get your work done, and then go cook dinner, right? It's a little crazy right now. Oh, this is me. This was my thing. Work out first thing to boost your energy. Avoiding it'll take more energy. I have had it be, I have avoided working out from 6 in the morning until 10 at night, and it's on my mind constantly the whole time. Like, oh, I really need to get in there and work out. Oh, okay, let me go get my workout clothes on. Oh, okay. Oh, just this one more call. Oh, I need to jump on this call. Oh, let me get this project done. Oh, but the whole time it's hanging over my head. Don't do it. Just work out in the morning, get it done, and move on. And this one was Jill's idea, and I thought this was really good. Jill, do you want to share this one?
Sure. I think about with the work-life balance and working right now, a lot of people have kids at home, elementary school age kids who aren't even in elementary school. And when you say no to them or tell them mommy's working, daddy's working, it sends a message. It sends a message about what kind of priority they are versus your work. But even at a young age, you can explain to them that there's times when they need to focus on things and you need to focus on things. And if you involve them in saying, well, you know what? If you could make signs, I need something that tells you guys when I'm on a call or when I can't be disturbed or when I'm working or these are my work, let's write down my schedule. And if they make a pretty sign out of art and creatively and it gets them excited. So when they see that do not disturb sign, instead of feeling shut out, they say, hey, I made that. Oh, I'm helping mom. It lifts their spirit and their confidence and makes them feel a part of the decision as opposed to being completely left out. When they're involved, they have more buy-in to you having your focus and your quiet. I would even say, giving them little tasks to do, whether it's during your workday or after. Shredding, kids love to put things through the shredder if you have a shredder at home, if you need copies made, if you just need things taken to the recycling. There are little ways you can let them help you work, but it doesn't have to be during your work hours, but it still lets them know, at the end of mom's work day, if you could help me with these 5 things, you're like my executive assistant, and they love that. And you can reward them however you like. And the breaks, Dawn, I'll let you cover that.
Real break. And we talked about this. And I said, don't just take a 15-minute eat lunch at your desk, because that's what you do at work, right? A lot of times that's what you do at work, just to get through your workday quicker so you can get home. But your kids need you, and they don't need you to be right there and watch you for 9 hours and wait. So take a real break, leave your phone, leave your laptop in your office, wherever that might be, and connect with your kids. And really, get them through and say, okay, now only 4 more hours and then I'm all yours. And then we can cook dinner together or whatever it is that you plan to do. So you do schedule it and commit to it, because everybody will be happier as a result. You also want to be your own accountability partner. Make your to-do list the night before and identify your top 3 things, the things that are non-negotiable that you need to get done that next day. And then this is right from Eat That Frog, right, Jill?
Yes.
And it's Stephen Covey too. The 7 habits of highly successful people. So you need to know going into the day the important things, and you need to get your big rocks handled first, right? And then you can do the little things. So you don't go into your email until you've done those 3 things, because once you get into your email, again, tyranny of the urgent, like you're going to start, oh, let me just pop that off. It'll only take me a minute. Oh, I can do that quick. I can help them quick. Oh, I can answer this question quick. And all of a sudden it's noon and you haven't done your big things. And then a couple other things happen, and all of a sudden now the day's ended and you haven't done your 3 things. Get your 3 things done first, the things that are the most important to do in the day, and then you can let the littler stuff fill in. And know thyself. Your productivity times, like I said, I have a natural rhythm. I'm a night owl. I've always been a night owl. I'm really productive at night. I'm not sleepy. I'm not tired. It's quiet. There's no distractions. I can pound it out at night. And so I've kind of developed a schedule that works for me. If you're a morning person, then by all means, like, and you were getting up early and getting dressed and going to the gym and commuting to your job, you've got that extra time built into your day already with your commute and, you know, going to the gym and commuting if that's what you were doing. So get up early if you can, if you have the flexibility of your schedule and your boss doesn't care what time you're working, get up early, get some work done so you can take a nice long lunch break and hopefully finish earlier in the afternoon. And get really clear about what your go-to distractions are. And you need to put mechanisms in place to guard against them, right? Whatever it might be. If you know that once you start watching Netflix, you're in for 3 hours, then don't turn it on. Don't think you can watch it in the corner. I've seen people do this and like they're working and they're watching TV in the corner. Like multitasking is a myth. Did you know that? It's a myth. Multitasking is, there's no such thing. I used to pride myself on being a multitasker. If your brain can only do one thing at a time. So when you're watching TV in the corner and trying to work, your brain's going, and you're not doing either thing effectively or efficiently. So, Jill?
Yes, you know, this is not, we put a lot out there of how you can manage yourself better and be self-aware of things that could put you off your path. But ultimately, I think everyone agrees that remote work is a win-win. And when you are hitting your stride and you're organized and you've found that work-life balance, there's nothing better than being able to work from home and sort of control your own workspace and your lifestyle. And for the company, a happy employee, a happy, productive employee is the best employee. You're going to retain them longer and they're going to really perform better. We just wanted to share these recommendations today and some of these tips to help you become a more productive and positive teleworker and to really have the most fulfilling experience. We are happy to share additional resources, Dawn and I, on Home Business Toolkit. Please like and follow our Facebook page, and we will be going live on that site and sharing more webinars and informational Zooms like this.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.
Have a good evening.
Sounded good.